Today we will discuss on remaining parts of extrusion process. Actually, in the previous class, we have not completed this extrusion process, extrusion part. So I think we have discussed up to extrusion ratio and velocity and force. Okay. So extrusion ratio is nothing but a ratio between cross-sectional areas, means cross-sectional area of a means initial cross-sectional area divided by final cross-sectional area. Okay, means after extrusion, the cross-sectional area and initial cross-sectional area. Okay, so suppose so initial this is the ramp. Okay, and this is the die. So this is the extruded part. Okay, the metal will flow like this. Okay, so this is the extruded part, and after extrusion, the final diameter is df. Okay, before initial diameter is suppose d naught. Okay, so the ratio means r extrusion ratio r is nothing but a original area divided by final area. Okay, yeah. So here A naught is constant, and AF extrusion ratio is more when uh, AF is very less. Means when the extruded part means when the reduction in cross sectional area is very high. In this case, the extrusion ratio will be more. So, as for example, aluminum has a very high extrusion ratio. Hence, aluminum can be extruded, means the cross-sectional area in aluminum can be reduced in a means, high amount of cross-section can be reduced in case of aluminum because of its uh, softness and high ductility. Okay. And another parameter is fractional reduction in area. So this is nothing but a 1 R is equal to 1 minus R. So this fractional reduction area R is this R is nothing but a R equal to 1 minus R. So just putting the value of R, that is N naught minus AF. Okay. And extrusion force is expressed like from this formula. So this is extrusion force P. P is denoted. Sometimes it is denoted as F. Okay. Force. So force equal to K. K is a constant. This is actually extrusion constant. The K is called the extrusion constant. Okay. And A naught is his original cross sectional area multiplied ln is means log value of r means reduction extrusion ratio. Okay, so this formula can be also written as f and this extrusion force required to extrude the material is nothing but a extrusion constant k multiplied a naught means original cross sectional area into multiplied ln, and you have to take the value of ln of r. So r is nothing but a extrusion ratio, and this r is equal to n naught divided by af. Okay. So from this formula you can calculate the extrusion force. Extrusion force required. Okay. So the more force is required means when here K is constant. Okay. Here K is constant. This value is constant value. Is called extrusion constant. A naught is equal. A naught also a constant value. And say it is a initial cross sectional area. Okay. So you can change the value of R. Okay. So more R value means more force is required. Means more cross sectional area, cross sectional area reduction means more force is required. Okay. Now it is a simple example. So calculate the force in hot extrusion. It is a hot extrusion condition. So here the billet material is 70-30 brass. 70-30 brass means 70% copper and 30% nickel. Okay, so this that is called 70-30 brass is extruded at a temperature of 1200 50 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is actually a hot extrusion process. The billet diameter is 5 inch. Okay, or 125 millimeter. So this is actually initial diameter. Okay, and the diameter of the extrusion is 2 inch or 50 mm. This is actually final diameter. So then you have to calculate the extrusion force required. So extrusion force required is nothing but F into who constant, this constant value. So for the extrusion constant in case of brass is given here. The this constant value K. So K is observed, the K value in PSI is 35,000 PSI or 250 MPa. Okay, so this is actually a given value. Okay, so the force will be, how much force will be K, K multiplied cross sectional area, initial cross sectional area. So here calculated in terms of inch square. Okay, so you have to take the inch psi value of K. Okay, and if you put here the millimeter in millimeter unit, then you have to put the value of K in MPa. Okay, MPa. If you put the value of area in millimeter square, then you have to put the value of K in MPa. Okay, then here the extrusion ratio value. So put here the extrusion ratio value. It is actually unitless. So after getting, you will get the extrusion force is 630 ton. Okay. Now analysis of extrusion process. Now using the uniform deformation energy approach. So in case you have to integrate, means just considering that delta epsilon a portion will deform, and you have to integrate this means this is actually sigma multiplied strain. Okay, and means just you are taking a strip just so suppose uh, suppose you are just taking a strip means from a procession here like this. So this is actually del epsilon. Okay, del epsilon means just a strain value, straining of delta epsilon. Okay, so the total area will be initial to final of d ln a. Okay, and multiply this stress value, we will get the force in stress into area. This is the part of area. Okay, So then integration of A naught to AF dln will become ln of AF minus A naught. Okay, and AF minus A naught is nothing but a R. Okay, so work done or work plastic work of deformation per unit volume will be sigma into ln of R. Okay, so work involved will be how much? This plastic work deformation means UP multiplied of V. Okay, so V into sigma bar ln A. Okay, so this is nothing but a force into distance. Okay, it's P into A into L. P into A is equal to actually force and L is the distance. Okay, so from this equation, you will get the effective flow stress in compression. I mean, here sigma bar is equal to actually effective flow stress. I've told the flow stress. What is the flow stress in one lecture? In the previous, I have told what is flow stress. So this sigma, this flow stress is represented by sigma bar. Okay, and so you have the actual extrusion pressure PE. So PE will be nothing but a P divided by this factor. So this actually nothing but a so this factor is the ratio of the ideal to a actual energy per unit volume. Okay, so just dividing by this factor, we'll get the actual extrusion pressure. Okay, so P divided by this factor. So, and P is nothing but a sigma bar into ln of R. Okay, sigma bar is flow stress. So actual extrusion pressure P is this P divided by theta factor. Okay. Now relationship between extrusion ratio, temperature and pressure. So what will happen when extrusion temperature will increase or extrusion pressure will increase or extrusion ratio will increase? Okay. So for a given extrusion pressure, extrusion ratio R increases with increase of extrusion temperature. Okay. So that means for a given pressure, and say applying pressure here same, remaining the constant, and if you increase the extrusion temperature means in hot condition, if the hot temperature, if you increase the temperature, operating temperature, then extrusion ratio will increase. Means more amount of cross-sectional area reduction can be possible by increasing the temperature. Okay. For a given extrusion temperature, now if the extrusion temperature is constant, okay, a larger extrusion ratio means high amount of cross-sectional area reduction can be possible when extrusion pressure is increased. Okay. So, so when extrusion temperature increase, then high extrusion ratio is possible. Okay, for a constant extrusion pressure, and when extrusion pressure will increase for a constant extrusion temperature, then also a extrusion ratio can be increased. Okay. Now, this is the graphical representation how the extrusion load will vary along with the displacement of this displacement of die. So displacement of die means or movement of the uh, ramp. Either you move the ramp or you can move the die. Okay. So and you move the die and you move the ramp, then the extrusion load means load required to extrude the material will increase. Okay, the load required to extrude the material will increase like this. Means initially the load is zero, then the load will increase, and this load will reaches the ultimate peak point, peak load. Okay, and then what happened? Then this load either may be constant or this load will fall down some extent. Okay, and this the difference between this peak load to this load, this is actually means this differences is called the friction load. The differences between this peak load and this load. Okay. Now see the effect of angle means diangle. So diangle means this angle. Just to see this view. So this angle is the diangle. This angle. This angle is called the diangle. Okay. So what is the effect of diangle on this extrusion load? Okay. So now from some experimental observation, whenever you increase the diangle, yeah, for the first cases, yeah, the diangle is 15 degree. Okay. In the second case, the diangle is 30 degree. Okay. In the third case, the diangle is 45 degree. Okay. So whenever you increase the diangle, so what will happen? The load, this extrusion load will uh, just see here. In this case, the extrusion load around below 500, and from all the cases, the displacement of die from the position 195 to around 200. Okay, so so in the first cases, uh, the extrusion load remains constant around 500 throughout the process. Okay, at in increasing the diangle, this extrusion load will uh, decrease after some displacement of die. Okay, and whenever you increase the diangle again means up to 45 degree, this extrusion load decreases from the initial displacement. Yeah. Okay, in this case it is, remains constant and then at, decrease after some displacement. In this case, decrease from the initial displacement of the die.
सर ये इसमें क्या कहते हैं जब एंगल 45 होगा
इसमें
उस केस में उसमें सबसे इजीली
इजीली
वो एक्सट्रूड
इजीली
होगा।
यस इजीली होगा। इसलिए क्या हो रहा है, इसमें लोड लोड बढ़ रहा है, मीन्स ज्यादा लोड जरूरत नहीं है। जैसे मैं डिस्प्लेस करूंगा, डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ डाई मीन्स क्या, आइदर डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ रैम्प, तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ रैम्प मैं जितना डिस्प्लेसमेंट करूंगा उतना मैं प्रोडक्ट एक्सट्रूड होगा, ठीक है। तो लास्ट केस में जो एंगल, जिसमें एंगल ज्यादा हो रहा है उसमें फोर्स डिक्रीज हो रहा है, ज्यादा लोड का जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है। इनिशियली दिस लोड इज ड्यू टू जस्ट फर्स्ट इनिशिएट ऑफ द फ्लोएबिलिटी ऑफ द मटेरियल, ओके। जब फास्ट तो मटेरियल को फ्लो होना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो इसलिए इनिशियली लोड ज्यादा होता है, एंड ऑल द केसेस इनिशियली लोड अराउंड सेम 500, ठीक है। ऑल द केसेस अराउंड सेम, बट जैसे मैं एंगल डिक्रीज करूँगा, एंगल जैसे मैं बढ़ाऊंगा, मीन्स diangle whenever you increase the diangle, and this load will decrease. ये जो लोड एक्सट्रूशन लोड रह रहा है, ये लोड डिक्रीज हो रहा है, मीन्स ज्यादा लोड जरूरत नहीं है, ओके। तो whenever
ओके
yes,
ओके सर, नो नो नथिंग सर, मैं वही।
so whenever you increase the diangle, then less amount of load will required, okay. But initially the load is constant. Means initially the load is for all the cases nearly same, okay. And for 15 degree this load will remains constant throughout the process. Here the load will decrease after some displacement of the die, means some extrusion of the, means after some extrusion of the extruded of the part. But whenever we increase the angle again, means up to 45 degree, then this load will decrease from initial, okay, means ज़्यादा लोड नहीं लगेगा. Now effect of temperature on hot extrusion. Clear? Is it clear?
यस सर, इट इज क्लियर।
Okay. So now so from actually from this decrement, from ये जो decrement हो रहा है, this decrement, from this decrement you can calculate the frictional load, this frictional load, okay. So here the frictional load is very high, and means sorry, the frictional load is less friction, but here the frictional load is very high. This difference from peak load to other, means this difference is the frictional load. This difference, okay. This difference. So you can calculate the frictional load, okay.
सर फ्रिक्शनल लोड इन केस ऑफ 45 डिग्री एंगल वुड बी मोर।
Yes, yeah, more तो होगा, frictional load more होगा, but as the angle is more, means angle is more, so the material can flow easily, means या 45 degree हो रहा है, means the contact area, suppose this is 15 degree, so in this case the contact area between the billet and the means die and material is less, and frictional angle जो होता है वो भी कम होगा ना. फ्रिक्शन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन मीन्स क्या, म्यू इक्वल टू
ओके
म्यू इक्वल टू 10 अल्फा.
जी सर।
तो म्यू इक्वल टू 10 alpha. This alpha is nothing but this angle. So whenever this angle will increase, this mu coefficient of friction will increase. फ्रिक्शनल एंगल ज्यादा होगा, बट जो लोड रिक्वायर्ड टू डिफॉर्म द मटेरियल विल डिक्रीज,
ओके सर।
ठीक है. Okay. An effect of temperature on hot extrusion. Now Now, decrease of flow stress or deformation resistance due to the increasing extrusion temperature. Means increasing the temperature, what will happen? Uh, Stress required to deform the material will reduce because by increasing the temperature, the flowability of the material will increase. Means material will get more uh, easier to flow. Okay. Means when you increase the temperature T, when you increase the temperature T, then the flowability will also increase. Flowability. Okay. Okay. Flowability also increase. Flowability of the material. Use minimum temperature to provide a metal with suitable plasticity. The top working temperature should be safely below the melting point. Oxidation of billet and extrusion tools. Means at a high temperature there is chance of getting the oxidation of billet and means both the billet and extrusion tool also. Billet means the raw material and extrusion tools means the die, ramp. Okay. Difficult to provide adequate lubricant. So at a high temperature, there is a difficulty to provide the lubrication, lubricating procedure in at high temperature is difficult. Actually. The temperature of the work is in metalworking depends upon the initial temperature of the tool and the material. Uh, Heat generated due to plastic deformation. Heat generated by friction at the die and material interface, and heat transfer between the deforming material and the die and the surrounding environment. So, hydrostatic extrusion, I have told in the previous lecture, hydrostatic extrusion is actually in this process, this work material or billet material is pressed by hydrostatic pressure. Means there is a fluid media. Okay. So as there is a fluid media, so means uniform pressure on the billet can apply. Means you can apply yeah, the applied pressure is uniform throughout the billet material. Okay, in this case. So just say this view. So this is the first. This is actually ramp, and in between ramp and billet there is a liquid media, and with the help of this liquid media, we apply the pressure to extrude the material. Okay. So in between billet and ram, there is a liquid media. Okay, understand?
यस सर। सर एक्सट्रूजन जैसे आपने समझाया है,
Hmm.
इससे 2-3 स्लाइड पहले वो
Hmm.
वो फॉर्मूला था, फॉर्मूले से आपने एक्सप्लेन किया। इस तरह से आ सकता है एग्जाम में, मतलब
No,
ये आपने एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए बताया है
Pansa?
क्वेश्चन इस
Pansa?
सर वो 2-3 स्लाइड्स पहले जो हम देख रहे थे, जो एंगल जिसमें हम देख रहे थे उसका डाई का, उससे पहले वाली स्लाइड जो थी,
फॉर्मूला ये वाला
इससे भी पहले सर, ये हाँ ये वाला एनालिसिस ऑफ एक्सट्रूजन प्रोसेस, इस तरह से,
ये वाला
इस तरह, हाँ ये और ये वाला सर, ये जिस पे अभी है एनालिसिस
नहीं
ऑफ एक्सट्रूजन।
नहीं ये वाला तो एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा।
ओके
बट ये इम्पोर्टेंट है। जस्ट ये तो सिंपल फॉर्मूला है फॉर
जी जी,
कैलकुलेटिंग
वो
फोर्स,
कोई
एक्सट्रूशन
नहीं है।
फोर्स। Okay,
जी
this is simple formula. This formula you have to remember. It mathematical
एक्सट्रूजन रेशियो वाला
program.
सर, ए
Huh?
जीरो बाई एफ,
Yes,
एक्सट्रूजन
yes,
प्रोसेस ए जीरो बाई एफ, ठीक है सर।
yes, yes. This is simple formula. F is equal
हाँ
to K into K is the constant, A naught,
जी सर।
ln of R. R is nothing but
जी
A naught divided by F. Okay, this is simple formula. So just remember this formula. From this formula, you can solve problem, and it means the problem will be simpler, not means hard one. Okay. So this is actually hydrostatic extrusion. Now, some advantages of hydrostatic extrusion. So in this case, eliminating the large frictional force. Okay, so large frictional force means how the frictional force will eliminate in this case. So in this case, actually, what liquid media is actually used. So there is no contact between this billet material with this part of the die. Even there is no contact between the billet with the this RAM. Okay, so even this liquid media can also as a lubricant itself. Okay, so in this way, in the case of hydrostatic extrusion, the frictional force can be minimized. Okay, and possible to use die with a very low semicon angle. Semicon angle means when alpha will equal to 20 degrees around. And some limitations are there, not suitable for hot working due to pressurized liquid. Means at a high pressure, this liquid media, liquid media, use of liquid media actually can create a big issue. So, in case of hot extrusion process, this hydrostatic extrusion process is not suitable. Okay. A practical limit on fluid pressure of around 1.7 GPa currently exists. Means this is actually limit. Fluid pressure cannot exceed more than 1.7 GPa. So this is the actually limitation of fluid pressure. Okay, means if the extrusion pressure is more required, means more than 1.7 GPa, then this uh, hydrostatic extrusion process is not suitable. Okay, the liquid should not solidify at a high temperature, a high pressure. So these are three limitations. Means first is at hot temperature, means use of uh, liquid media is not sometimes not suitable, and liquid pressure, limit of liquid pressure. Okay. Now, in the previous class, I've told the flow of material in extrusion process. So this is the way of flow of material in extrusion process. What will happen? So this is actually just consider a grain structure like a square type, and after flowing, this grain structure will elongate. And what happen? This in this zone, the material does not flow, and this zone is called the dead zone. Okay. So so in this zone, the material will does not flow. You just see when you let's say remove the paste from a uh, paste tube, then what happened at the mouth of the paste tube, this paste will does not flow and does not remove. Okay, and you have to remove all the paste. You just press the paste tube uh, by your thumb. ऐसे होता है ना. तो ये जो this zone actually the material in this zone does not flow, and after extrusion, what happen? The grain structure will elongate. Okay. So, so, so there may be chance of defects in extrusion process. So, what are the defects? First is in homogeneous deformation. Okay. So, if the deformation is not a homogeneous, I mean, so in homogeneous deformation, in direct extrusion, provide the dead zone that I have called that I have told the what is the dead zone. So in homogeneous deformation in direct extrusion provide a dead zone along the outer surface of the billet due to the movement of the metal in the center being higher than the periphery. Okay, means at the center of the material the flow is higher compared to the compared to this periphery. Okay, so in the center, the flow of the material is higher, means rate of flow is higher compared to this periphery. Okay, so so what happened? So after two-thirds of the billet is extruded, the outer surface of the billet normally with oxidized skin move towards the center and extrudes of the and extrudes to the through the die, resulting in a internal oxide string. Okay, so what happened? This oxide means out of oxides at the outer surface will move towards the center, and this can cause a internal oxide strings. These are actually type of defects in extrusion process. Okay, and if you take the transverse cross section of the extruded part, then you will see this angular ring of oxide. Okay, means this type of ring oxide will form. If you take cross section, then you can see this ring. Okay. Now, if you increase the wall friction, container wall friction, then this extrusion defects also increase. And even means if the container wall temperature is decreased, then extrusion defects also increase. Okay. Now, what is the solution? So, the solution is to use of lubricant. If lubricant film is carried into the interior of the extrusion along the shear band, this will show the longitudinal limitation of the in a similar way as oxide. So use of proper lubrication can minimize this type of defects. Now another is surface cracking. So so this surface cracking range from a badly roughened surface to a respective transverse cracking called fire free cracking. Okay, so this is the figure of fire free cracking. This is due to the longitudinal tensile stress generated as the extrusion process throughout the die. Okay, so means what happen when you apply force here, then a compressive force will generate here, but after extrusion, here some residual stress remains as a tensile stress, and after this stress can cause a surface cracking. Okay. In hot extrusion, this form of cracking usually intergranular and is associated with a hot hardness. The most common cases to high ramp speed for the extrusion temperature at lower temperature, sticking in the die and sudden building up of pressure and then breakaway will cause transfer cracking. Another extrusion defect is center burst or is sometimes called a chevron cracking. This is occurs due to a low extrusion ratio. And the extrusion ratio R is very low, means and the cross sectional area reduction is very less. Okay, so is nothing but a not divided by AF. So when AF is very means very AF is very high, means cross sectional area reduction is low. Okay, and these are occurs when at a high friction. And due to low pressure, this type of defect are called the center burst. Okay. Another is variations in structure in properties. So, uh, so that I have told that the grain will elongate. So, as the grain are elongate, so the properties along the extrusion direction will be changed. Okay. Another is hot softness. Hot softness. This is actually a high temperature generated uh, defects, and means after getting extruded, this high temperature product, high temperature material suddenly cool down, and this hot softness type of defect may cause. Okay, it's like this type of cracking. Okay, so this is the end of extrusion process. Any question from extrusion process?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now, now second lecture. In second lecture, I want to explain in the overview of drawing process and the calculation of forces. Okay. So just I'm giving the overview of calculation of forces in drawing process. Okay. So in drawing process, what happened in extrusion process? We have applied the force, the force to the billet material. So just mute your microphone. So in the extrusion process, we are applying force to the billet material by a ramp. Okay, but in case of drawing process, what happened here? We just pull out the material by uh, by a force, means here we just gripping the material. Okay, gripping the material, and this material will pull out from this die cavity. Okay, so it is just opposite to the extrusion process. In extrusion process, either we are applying the force to the ramp, okay, and due to this applying force or pressure, this billet material will extruded from this die cavity. But here we are pulling out this material from the die cavity. Okay, so the extrusion process is just push in, and the drawing process is pull out. Okay, understand? This is just pulling out of the material from die cavity.
जी
Okay.
सर, ये एक्सट्रूजन का ऑपोजिट हो गया ना सर?
Yes, extrusion का opposite. Extrusion में क्या कर? Extrusion में we are applying a force, means just pushing the material, and here we pulling the material. Okay, just opposite. You know, see video. So, so, so in this case, actually, a set of dies are there, and in this way, actually, the cross section area are reduced successively. Okay. And first one is a higher cross sectional area, are smaller and are smaller. Okay. So this process is used to drawing a wire. So that's why it is sometimes called it is a wire drawing process. Okay. And there are some puller or roller are there. Okay. And there is a arrangement of coiling roller. So this is actually for coiling the this extruded wire. Okay. So this is raw material. So by using this puller, this material will pull in. Okay. So just so there are actually set of dies and here the cross-sectional area reduced successively. Okay, and there is a puller. This puller will pull the wire. Okay, and there is another coiling arrangement. This coiling arrangement will coil the drawed wire. Okay, so this is the raw material, and this raw material. Okay, now see so this is actually the final product of the final product. Okay, so just pulling the wire from this raw material. Okay, now for in the initial the cross sectional area or diameter of the raw material is higher, then it reduced some extent. Then when this will pass from here, then it will reduce again, and when this will pass from this die, then it will reduce again. So this is actually successive order. Okay, okay, okay. So so in wire drawing process, just see this animated view here. So here, just gripping the material, and this from this billet material, raw material, uh, uh, you pull in the material, and this pull into the material is called, this process is actually called the drawing process. And mainly most of the time, in most of the cases, this is actually called the wire drawing process, actually to make the wire. Okay, so making of wire by extrusion process is not possible. Okay, because a small diameter of wire, by pushing the raw material to means a huge to a big length of a big length is not possible by a extrusion process. That's why this the pulling of the material from pulling of the material from a billet or raw material to make a wire is done by this wire drawing process. Okay, so wire drawing is a metalworking process used to reduce the cross sectional of a wire by pulling the wire through a single or series of drawing dies. Okay. The deformation is accomplished by a combination of tensile or compressive forces. Means sometimes here a compressive force also compressive force is given, uh, and obviously the pulling of the material from die cavity is a tensile force, and sometimes a or compressive force is given to the billet material. Okay. The die geometry determines the final dimensions, means uh, the how much final diameter of the wire is required. So this depends on the geometry of the dies. Okay, and the cross sectional area of the wire. Okay, so this is actually just a overview of the wire drawing process. Next part of the wire drawing process I will tell in the next class. Next class means today's next class is actually in another subject, automobile chassis. So in automobile chassis, I will take instead of automobile chassis, I will take manufacturing processes. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay, and in the next class.